Today we'll discuss why Lamar and Trevor seem to get along really well, and there's a couple of reasons to this, which I want to discuss in this video. So first off, let's start with the obvious part. Let's get that out of the way first, and that's the simple fact that they were kind of similar personality-wise, just like how Michael and Franklin were more similar to each other compared to those two. See, unlike Michael and Franklin, who are usually more level-headed-ish, Lamar and Trevor just weren't like that. They were crazy, they started shit at any chance they could, they were unpredictable, you never knew what kind of shit they could get you into, hence why they're always referred to as the crazies, especially by Franklin, and are overall a much bigger risk to bring when going out. Definitely some wild cards if I do say so myself. Secondly, we gotta look at things from just Trevor's perspective really quick. See, Trevor has abandonment issues, which in my opinion manifested itself in a way, at least with him, in which he sometimes, but not often, really wants to be accepted. In various hangouts and missions with Franklin and Lamar where Trevor's present, he desperately tries to fit in and to be sort of one of them, to be part of their group, to be part of the CGF, and he had just met these guys, and I always just found it weird how much he wants to be accepted by them and how he befriended them, especially Lamar, so quickly, which, like I said, is a consequence of his abandonment issues in my opinion, which all come from his mother abandoning him on multiple occasions apparently, and possibly due to the fact that Michael, who he thought of as his best friend, and while Trevor thought he was dead, when he found out that Michael was alive, it clicked with him that Michael hasn't reached out to him in 9 years, which he very well could have done. All this combined does make sense when looking at how quickly Trevor befriends both Franklin and Lamar, and how he wants to be one of them and be part of their group, which ultimately is our second reason as to why Trevor and Lamar did work as a duo in the end and did become fast friends. Real quick though, if you're enjoying this video so far, leave a like on it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 3K subs before GTA 6, so let's go ahead and try to make that happen. And lastly, let's look at Lamar's perspective on all of this. Lamar sort of like Trevor, because I feel like Lamar, to some degree, idolized him. It's almost like he wanted to be more like Trevor, and this especially is something that I sort of think about during that phone call with him and Franklin after Hood Safari, when Lamar says to him that he should take a page out of Trevor's book. However, I don't think that they get along just because Lamar idolizes him and they share some similarities. I honestly feel like, at least to some degree though, that Lamar is scared of Trevor, which may be a little bit of a hot take. There is, however, a text message in game that Lamar sends to Trevor after Bury the Hatchet, when he says something along the lines of, "Hey crazy man, you kinda scare me," or "You creep me out," or something along those lines. So I do think that despite everything, Lamar is still scared of Trevor, at least a little bit, which, let's be fair, is 150% justified, just like Michael said. All this to say though, that it could be that Lamar felt like he had to be cool with Trevor because Trevor was a nut job on another level, even by Lamar's standards. All in all though, let's sum this up once again. It comes down to a few main reasons. Firstly, it's their general similarities, especially how unpredictable and insane they can get. Secondly, from Trevor's perspective at least, he wanted to feel accepted and sort of feel like he's part of Lamar and Franklin's group instantly upon meeting them, possibly due to his abandonment issues, which I talked about earlier in the video. And from Lamar's side, I feel like he just idolized Trevor, yet at the same time he seemed, at least here and there, scared of him, which would then lead into the possibility that he had no choice other than to be friendly with him, or at least that he felt that he had no choice because he was scared. We do know that later on they do actually become good friends. Trevor helps save Lamar and Lamar helps him out and the others during their final conflict, so by the end of the story they can be considered actual friends. This video mostly focused on their initial interactions and why they became friendly towards each other so quickly, which I don't see being a common occurrence for either of the two. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this topic in the comments down below. I'll make sure to read them, and even though I don't reply to as many comments nowadays, I still do my best to read through every single one of them. So don't worry, even though I don't reply to your comment, I 99.9% chance see it and read it through. And until next video stream, bye bye.